What's up, y'all? How you doing? I hope you are well. Good, 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 good. I have to fix my access or something. Whenever I try to do a ban from Chatty, it just says access missing. It's something to do with those changes that Twitch made not that long ago. It's just a bot. Anywho, sorry for my lateness tonight. Nakomi and I decided to get our Christmas done. We exchanged our gifts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I got Nakomi a bunch of tea, a lot of different teas, a tea chest. Spoy! Thank you for 91 months. Very much appreciated. I got her a porcelain tea infuser. A little choker with a crescent moon. And just a wardrobe of dresses. Quite a number of dresses. Me also, Spy. Me also. I appreciate it. Thank you for killing that bot. Dead. It's just dead now. Are y'all able to stick around for like 15 minutes? Could I interest you in... Oh, thank you, Flynn. Thank you for the heads up. Could I interest you in a Scrad 9 highlight reel? Kudos to Craigit for putting it together, and to everybody for making clips and stuff. It's a huge reel. Give me just a moment. All right, all right, all right, all right. No more pretzel. There we go. Oh, yeah. Divine Wind, thank you for the biddies. Very much appreciated. I'm going to get rid of myself because it's just going to be confusing. Here we go. Perfect timing. Perfect fucking timing.
Punch schools with a quickness. We're giving games the business. Punch schools with a quickness. Coestar. We're giving games the business. Punch schools with a quickness.
She turns off the light as the two of you get comfortable. Gretchen set up.
Why is she in a towel? Are you being a perp?
This is a Christian stream. Everything's fine.
It's all good. Don't be pervy.
I'm not.
And don't let them be pervy either.
That's more difficult.
Don't let it affect your action.
That's more
Don't give in
difficult.
to peer pressure.
That's more difficult.
Jesus said, come.
Beer, thank you for the come.
You come, I came, you come quickly.
What the fuck?
Off the Askina trail.
I don't know. So these big nuts have people in them.
You come, I came, you come quickly.
I didn't originally. Should I for the DLC, I wonder?
It's time for you to come.
BFA, thank you for the tip. I missed it. I looked over. BFA saved me from seeing the PP. 3 in the AM. What are we missing? Oh my god. Fuck! Come on! Failed to fix anomaly. Huge man. Oh yeah. Report that. There's a huge man. He definitely coming this time. I saw his hand. He not coming. God damn. This fucking guy. It's a huge man. That's a huge man, friend.
This game rocks. What a cool game. Why do people play all those new modern fishing games when you play this? It's clearly way better. No! This game's so...
Look so far. They can take satellite photos of the bottom this whole time? The wreckage cannot be reached at this time. No photographs to be recovered of the stars or Pale's bones. Blah, blah, blah. That upsets me.
And I am definitely unauthorized personnel. Okay. So I just thought, like, walking into it was gonna do it, and I just hit my face on the wall. That happens when I fart in the bath as well.
Now I'm just feeling like I'm going, oh, Jesus Lord. That's not a face you want strobed at you. Oh my god. Oh, more bones. It's always bones. Huh. I never let go. Whoa. Oh. Oh. I found a bug. Whoa. Whoa. Oh yeah. Woo. Oh, we big gurney now. Oh, let's go, baby. Thank you for crossing your claws. Oh no. Oh no, I broke it. Oh god. Okay. Whoa. Jesus Lord. I am the gurneyest. Haha, yes. Haha, yes.
Yes. Yes. Dinner rolls.
Toilet.
Mune Hai Dunder.
Y'all, I am stumped. I am stumped as hell. Fuck you. Don't take him out! Don't take him out! Don't take him out!
That's unfortunate because he doesn't have the same perk.
Oh shit, it's a racing driving game.
September 21st, 1987. It's been 1 year since
I
first
joined the
went
racing
inside that
team.
house. I have to finish what
The
I
race.
started. What I am about to do has not been approved by the Vatican.
Perfect representation of landlord.
I got one generator going.
This rocks.
It's actually pretty good. The fact that I actually used like, some of the assets from the actual game is pretty good.
Certain things or how many steps. Yes. The USB paradox. Okay. They've won some points back.
I'm on fucking fire! I'm on goddamn fire! I'm dead!
What is this place? What is this? What is this place?
That's a good thing.
What is that microwave doing?
Yeah.
What is that
you just said it to
microwave
get
up
me out
to?
of the building.
This isn't the time. Things are going awry. I need to get in and try to fix it. It's actually accurate to what's happening. TY609D. We've assured the administrator that nothing would go wrong. Gordon doesn't need to hear all this. Oh yeah, Jordan Freeman. Well. Jordan Freeman. And about time, too. Please get the fuck out of here. Jordan doesn't need to hear all this.
Ha! We used the pliers to cut the biggest chain we've seen yet. Hold on, I need a moment here. Okay. All right. Dad in the bathroom, yeah.
You simply can't have actual toast. Number one. You can't have 2 hours of. Like you can't do that.
How could this have happened? I can't remember anything.
When did my key die? Just regular old rich person speak. This is how they talk, as we now know thanks to Twitter. They just keep going on and on about the power that they're digging up from under the ground and supernatural entities and how they're going to be more powerful than the gods. And all of us workers just keep fucking ratioing them. I can't. There's an achievement. There's an achievement. Oh, he coming. Boy, he coming. I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready.
Yeah.
Oh, he went next door. He went across the street. No. 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 Oh, he coming. He definitely coming this time. I saw his hand. He not coming. God damn. Pentagram is ready in here.
Oh, he's here! He's here!
I'm coming.
Okay, I've calmed him, I think. I stunned him.
Oh. Dude, I tried to give him a taste. It was the wrong move. Ah! Fuck. Alright. Fucking goddamn. I can't leave. It won't let me leave. Please get deleted. Come on.
Mortis.
Ooh. No. I cancel your Mortis. Holy shit. What the fuck? How do I leave? Don't like it. I don't like it. There is a pretty wide gap between, hey, oh fuck, Jesus Christ. Whoa, Jesus, fuck. Whoa, fucking, yeah. This is fuck me. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, I knew that this was going to happen one of these times. Ah. Oh my fuck. Ooh. Also, the original messages implied that there's a them to this, and I hate that. What? Oh! That one. Oh god. Problem. Okay. Oh my god, the door almost bamboozled us. We were right next to her when that happened. No! 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 Fuck you! Get over here. Jesus Christ! Oh. Whoa! This is a lot worse. That's markedly worse. Ah! What? Oh, Jesus balls.
Along the shore, the cloud waves break. The twin suns sink. The shadows lengthen.
The fuck? Did you hear that?
What? Are you in the
I don't
saloon?
know, man.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. Aha!
What the heck? Did you hear that?
Like a creakiness?
A drippiness.
I didn't hear the drippiness. Ah!
The
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was a piano-iness.
No. Good stuff.
Oh,
Piano
did
there.
you hear that?
Yeah. I did hear that. That sounded like... It's a room for two in there.
Wait, was that an alert? There's no way. Fucking hell. I don't know what's happening.
This isn't a watermelon, I swear.
Please,
There we go.
You fuckers. You fucking put the sound in. You motherfuckers. I gave up on my drawing.
That's demonic, friend.
That's it. That's the thing. Thank you, Craigit, for putting that together. Very good. Math. Oh no. I hate watching myself usually, generally. So the fact that it's tolerable for me to watch means you did a good job. It's well cut together. And also thank you to everybody who clipped those things. Couldn't have done it without you. True, yeah. And also thanks, Craig, for keeping on top of the alert system throughout this scrad. Good God. That was pretty special. Yeah. It was really what it needed. Like in previous years, we had the screams and stuff, but the fact that I didn't know what was coming this year really added a lot. The Cum Preacher ones were really caught me off guard quite a number of times. That one that was just delayed for a long time, and then it just goes, come. Like, that was so shocking. I didn't know what was happening. I thought the stream PC was crashing or something, and it just was like looping. Oh yeah. There was definitely ones that were added live and within, minutes of whatever the thing was that was being captured. Have a good one, Spy. Sleep well if that's what you're doing. Or have a good staying up all night anxiously anticipating your next work day if that's what you're up to. I just want to wish you well in all of your endeavors. Indeed. Good old Huskles. It's been surprising how useful that has been, actually. I think at least a couple of the guys... Who was it? I think maybe it was Chibley who said that he dips in there from time to time just to get like old recordings and stuff. Not sure. Somebody said that. As do I. We were just reminiscing about the cartoon toilet not that long ago. Cartoon toilet. I don't know what's been happening, but it seems like variations on that theme have been like topical lately. I saw a meme posted somewhere. Actually, it might have been in our Discord where somebody posted a meme of like a toilet that's just angry. Nah, Gmod is solidly dead. Nobody wants to do that. Zero of anybody wants to do it. I would. If they wanted to. But I know a number of them were actually done with it, like, long before we even stopped. So. Is what it is. It definitely was getting kind of long in the tooth because it's like, there's only so many maps, really. We we were digging into it so prolifically that we were exhausting the supply of maps, which is madness. Maori, thank you for that gift sub. Yeah, we kept stumbling into weird fucking racist content. I think also I might have I thought that the abilities and stuff were funny, but there's definitely a division in TTT between. There's really like a spectrum to it. So like on one end, there's the like kind of try hard point of view, like actually trying to win, and then there's on the other far end from that, there's just goofing off and being stupid, and then somewhere in the middle is like all the good stuff of like role playing and being the heel and trickery and lies. I also suspect that there I think that people, even when they know they're being lied to, I think there's only so much gaslighting. Like, is this, I'm about to say a weird phrase. Good faith gaslighting. I think there's only so much good faith gaslighting. I'll never say this again. That people can take before they can't take anymore. I don't know. That shit backfired on me a lot though too. I wasn't always trusted. There was definitely stuff where it was assumed that everything I was doing was a lie all the time, and that was a shitty that was a shitty period of time because it was like I couldn't get anything off the ground. I couldn't get anybody to believe me on anything. I think I switched to always telling the truth. I became that door. Yeah. Some of the stuff with the bigger streams and the stuff that transpired with Among Us was actually kind of funny because there was clearly this element of like a lot of people being exposed to this sort of weird gameplay. And the real way to play those games is that sort of weird balance in the middle of like lies and gaslights and just like, you know, 200D chess. Those are the best moments, right? But it literally broke it broke some like big streamers who just they were not prepared for that mentality. And they took everything super serious and got really mad and there was lots of rage quits. It's just interesting. It's funny. Zugizork, thank you for 52 months. Tenosis, thank you for the biddies. I mean, yeah, it died before it got big. And then it got big before it died. But one of the big problems with that kind of gameplay is like, if everybody involved is like playing to win, that also just kills it. It's not very fun in that scenario. I have not seen Among Us VR. I know that I think it's like out now, right? I think I maybe watched the trailer. I'm not sure. Richie, thank you for 74 months. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm interested in Sandbox. I'm interested in like a revival, right? Like a new game, new capabilities. But so far it's like I don't really know. I don't know what its status is basically. I just haven't been paying attention to it, I guess. I need to do that basically. Need to pay attention to it. I mean, we're not really like doing a nostalgia tour. It just so happens that I think I guilted Justin enough about him never ever talking to me that that he finally was like dead set on setting the record straight. And so we had a couple of sessions. I mean, it wasn't just me, of course. We got other boys involved, and it was cool doing trials again. Also, I'm just joking. I don't think Justin was actually like that bothered. It was nice. It was nice. And I do hope that we do some more because it was quite fun and funny. Yeah. Mario Kart was a blast. It'd been so dang long. We have half of all the DLCs that Nintendo is planning to release for Deluxe. So there's still, what is it, 16 more? There's 24 more, I think. 24. Of course, they're all just like ports of old ones from previous Mario Karts, but like that's totally fine. I still feel personally like Deluxe, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is probably the greatest Mario Kart they've ever done. It's just like it's one of the best, if not the best. I know, right? Well, just, they keep topping it. So I don't feel like this is the end unless I mean, technically there is a newer Mario Kart, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your view of it. I tried Mario Kart Tour and I don't like it. Well, I mean, for my own take, once we kind of got through the new courses, then I was fine with like just going back to random and just getting whatever it gives, because random's like even better. Now that there's so many more courses, you're just gonna get like, who knows what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like fine with it. But at first I definitely wanted to go through and like sample them all, right? Yeah. Yeah, I really like the custom items is brilliant. That's a fantastic addition as well. Should probably be looking for refs for these, you know? Just like trying to like randomly whack some clouds out, and they're not, I don't know, clouds are difficult. I don't always like what I come up with. I feel like they're hard to do in a way that's like consistently pleasing. They're fine, thanks. I wanted to kind of like, I wanted to smash some stuff together for just to test. I want to get a feel for looks and so forth.
Final Fantasy version 11 fan art. Never been done before. No one's ever done. It's just not a well-known game, you know? It's two ducks facing away from each other. Or it's a duck with a really messed up ass sitting on a lake or a pond, right? It's his head. And it's just his weird ass. And his little tail up there on top. See? They're real clouds because you're seeing weird shit in weird clouds. Right. That's true. I could do that, and I might do that. I really like this silhouette approach to doing like pixel art stuff. I'm not really a pixel artist. Generally, I always have shied away from it because it's like it seems so fucking hard. It's very antithetical to how I am. Suffice to say, I think that's the best way to put it. Like, it requires so much meticulous attention to detail to really achieve like good looks. But I always still want to do it. But it hard, and I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm gonna succeed in these efforts either. Probably, I would say bet against it. But silhouettes kind of make sense to me. You know, block it out and then go back in and start doing details and so forth. And also like work in values initially, essentially. I also have no idea if this approach is actually going to work at all. I want to do a quick test to see like what happens with this. My thinking was a lower resolution image, but extremely wide. Hmm. It's tiling it because it's doing literal like pixel 1-to-1. Probably need well, let's see. Blah blah. Scroll. Scroll. Da, da, da. Don't resize the sprite itself or make it larger than it needs. Probably should have read this stuff first. Tile scale. Let's see. We didn't like that. Set tile scale. Can't take one. Yeah, I think it can. Looks like shit though. I might have to. Well, I either pre-scale these or I'm gonna have to yeah, it's just getting blurred by being scaled up. Like I have a feeling if I do this, let's just see. Trues. But it's gonna make other stuff look like shit. No, that's still, I mean, that it's affecting the aliasing, but that ain't right either. I think I may know why. I don't think I'm actually doing the right scale. What size is this? I think it's actually 3. These clouds are gonna be big. No. I think I might just be dumb, y'all. It is 3. I mean, what I could do is, sorry, nearest neighbor. But I feel like this isn't, it should be able to be handled programmatically, but just as a test. Still kind of has some weird aliasing to it. Even though pixel art mode is on, and this should be, you know, 1-to-1. Also, clearly the focus of things needs to be like above the fold more, or there needs to be more things above the fold. Like the scale of this is weird. Oh, that kind of made a nice cloud by accident. Make this more palatable to stare at. And then do that again. There's still some aliasing. It's weird. Might be because I'm not doing integer positions, which would place these like vertically and horizontally on subpixels. That's probably why. I'll bet you. I think they look good though, eh? Easy fix. Maybe. What are these values? I don't know what they are. Let's just mess with it anyway. This might just cause nothing to happen. Thank you, delinquent. Ah, see? There we go. Trouble is the movement doesn't look all nice. That's the trade-off. It's very moving to one thing. You know what I mean? That might be tweakable still. We have to alter the underlying math a bit. Like the inherent cloud movement is just not even working now. It also means the slowest speed that I could move the clouds would be this is it here, right? This dot cloud speed times 100. But what if not this? What if that? Yeah, they're hauling ass. A custom subpixel filter via shader. Yeah, yeah. It sucks though when I run into stuff like this where it like becomes something like that. You know, where it's such a huge lift for such a simple effect because of a stupid like just a you know what I mean? Like I lose my cloud movement because I have to learn how to write shaders before I can move them without them like becoming blurry. Right, yeah. Using a floor instead of using floor. So it'll tick. Right. No, you're not. You're not shitting on me at all. My frustrations are all with my own lack of knowledge and ignorance. But this is how you learn. You got to try and do stupid stuff and then find out that it's stupid and then you know, learn something. Yeah, I mean, this was just experimental. Clearly, like scale wise, I went quite big with the clouds, bigger than I thought I was going, essentially. So they look massive. I was also inspired a little bit by one of the backgrounds, the castle background in the Oh Dear game, which had huge, massive, tall giant clouds. I really liked the cloud structures that they were displaying, but obviously that's a bit much here. These are also just silhouettes. These would look significantly better with like some detail, some lighting, that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think multiple layers. Like if we were going to do a hilly biome, it'd be nice to have far clouds, far hills, near clouds, and maybe even, well, also something nearer. Like I had a forest. I mean, if you could call it that, in my programmer art thing. But yeah, obviously this needs work. But having it tick along would be an acceptable middle ground, I think, between this and a shader. Yeah, absolutely, Sep. I'm totally down for contributions and collaborating stuff together. I think that we'll probably have. I want to do a lot of stuff with this, and there'll be track biomes. We could have a completely user contributions track, but also I was considering that billboards could also go into like a global pool that get randomly sampled from on like every track. So whenever I need a billboard, that would actually be like a function, probably a separate pool just for billboards that I pull from. So I always get random billboards by everybody. You know what I mean? I think that would be sick. I also have a lot of other sprite types to try. Like I really want to do tunnels and caves, so I need to see about the construction of those. What that's like. That article on Oh Dear was interesting because of the fact that they seem to have constructed their like caves, for instance, out of 3 sprites, like a left side of the road, right side of the road, and middle section above the road, which was interesting to say the least. I don't know why you wouldn't do it as one sprite, although I guess you would do that if you wanted to have them be adjustable road widths, I suppose, or support adjustable road widths. But I feel like having the side ones line up with the middle one would be nightmarish. That just doesn't seem like it would work very well. So I don't know. I have to play with these things because every time I play with something, I find out how wrong I was, essentially. I also need like checkpoint banner things that go over the road. That would be good. Truly, yeah, it is. Everything that all the more advanced stuff that I've tried, and the reason that I got a little frustrated or demotivated was it's felt like every time I've tried to kind of escape the portions that I borrowed from that guide, so essentially add anything new, I have failed or fallen on my face every single time, which just feels bad. It just feels like not that this is the most amazing prototype thing that anybody's ever put into a guide, but as an example, it's like if you took, I don't know, a Rembrandt as a starting point for painting, and you're just like amped up, you've copied it over to your canvas, and you feel like you're a painter now, but then every time you try to do anything else to it, it looks like fucking stick figures. So it's just like a regular reminder, like, oh yeah, shit, fuck, I don't know how to paint. Why did I think I did? It's fine. I'm not like, I'm gonna go through moments of being like demoralized. I'm just talking about it. I don't feel demoralized at the moment. I do feel like I'm not sure what to attack next though, because I feel like I have certain things that seem like worthwhile objectives, but I don't know how to get over the hump of like not understand. Like I think I need to like veer out of working on this directly and switch to doing like random prototypey stuff or tutorials or something to just mess with crap. Like everything that I've done in Phaser myself so far has been that I've set out to do something. I learned a bunch of crap along the way, and that crap that I learned was something that I could reapply to something else I was trying to do, or I understand it better and can like recombine this new knowledge to do better stuff than I was before. And I feel like that's what's happening here. It's like with meshes, for example, if I just had a better overall understanding of how they can be used and manipulated, then maybe I could wrap my head around how they would, whether or not they even like make sense in this for any particular piece of this. Like being able to move the texture, animate the texture across it was obviously cool, but like that's a plateau I don't know how to climb up from, you know? Like I don't know how we'd use that as our terrain. Even if I were to go with the most naive like first thought, which is like we just have one plane and we just animate the world texture across it, road and everything. What about the hills? You know, what about all that? Yeah, I know. I think it seems insane, but it's like I don't know what other way to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I've met a hammer for the first time and I don't know that you use it to hit nails. And so the whole world is available to me as possibilities for how to use a hammer. That's the way the mesh feels. It's like, okay, I've got this thing. I know it does stuff, but I don't know how. I don't know how you use it to do stuff. That really changes nothing at all, Sage. Absolutely not anything at all. Yeah. No, the ground and the road are like if you just look at the ground right now, it has contours, and the hill stuff that's happening with the road is yeah. I was gonna say like it's exactly the same problem. There's no cheat available there. Even though the clouds implementation is wrong right now, they are fun. I like the new clouds already, and they're not even, they're just silhouettes. Ah, nice. Like a ray casting. When I was working on my blobber thing, I initially was trying to look into ray casting. And then I was like, you know what? This seems like way too much. I actually wanted my blobber to be a lot nicer. One of the things that I was like, I really want to have was smooth turns, because with a blobber, particularly the very old school ones, one of the most jarring parts of any of them is you lose all sense of direction with the hard right angle turns where you don't see the transition. You know, you just have basically you go from looking at a thing to suddenly looking at something else without any sense of having turned. And so I really wanted smooth turns, but I simply could not find. I couldn't find a way to do that. Particularly the approach that I was using, it just didn't have any means of doing that. That was all like, bleh. Got that. What even was that? Is that even in here? It's maze. There we go. So if we look at my assets, it'll become clear pretty quickly. It's baked into the assets, all the perspective. Hallways. This didn't really work out. I tried to have... I was approaching this problem very wrongly. Regular walls. Open back hallway thing, floor and ceiling. So yeah, the hard way, the very hard way, extremely hard way. That's how I did that. The Fez effect, huh? Fez is wild. It's too bad all of that shit went down the way it did with that game and developer, because the game itself was actually pretty fucking incredible. At least in terms of how it operated and looked. It was pretty amazing. Well, it'll sadly never happen. As you might recall, it was canceled on Twitter. Yeah, well, that would be the modern way of doing it, but I was being Mr. Do it myself. And it has to be on Phaser. One of the things that, like, the reason I've been doing so much Phaser stuff is because it's all web-based, and so therefore super portable. Easier for me to work with because I know a lot of web language stuff. Although that might not seem like the case watching me write JavaScript. I will say something about having y'all over my shoulder while I'm trying to write code. It's not the same. When I'm working during the day, I'm just like, just blasting through stuff. And it's also a different set of problems and solutions in that space than what we're doing with the game dev stuff. But there's also an element of, like, people are watching me do this, and I feel judged with every line of code that I write. But it's really easy for me to work with. And with various other things too. Like, one of the integrations that I want to do with this is that the OBS browser source actually provides to the window in JavaScript events and so on, like JavaScript hooks. So I'll be able to integrate this with OBS as well to do certain things. It'll come in handy, mostly I think for me, like being able to recognize scene changes, or when transitions are being called for, I could have the game handle these things. I could really make like a one scene theme by utilizing that. And again, it's like, it's all in JavaScript already, so it just all works together really seamlessly. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it easy. And it just works with the browser source perfectly as well. So, like, it's kind of perfect for my particular needs and use cases. But I could absolutely use something else. I could use like Unity or Godot, which eventually I will probably, that'll be the next engine I think I'll mess with, would be that one. It's had all these glowing reviews. I don't know what I was thinking for turns. I just kind of gave up on it because it seemed like insurmountable. It was one of those things where I just let it go. Oh wait, which turns are we talking about? Are we talking about the blobber, or are we talking about this? If we're talking for this, just, yeah, flipbook, I guess, if you want to call it that. Just frames on sprites for the car. I need to stop making so many things that involve turning. I'm sure it is. But it is also intimidating. Unreal is intimidating because of its scope and my complete unfamiliarity with it at all. And I think one of the benefits of something like Phaser, obviously, is the accessibility for me in terms of stuff that I already know. Godot would be that it has a 2D focus. It can do 3D as far as I know, but I think it was designed for development of 2D games, and therefore probably will have a lot of advantages in that regard. My personal opinion is if anybody spends enough time with any engine like this that they're not invested in for any other particular reason, they just will switch to hating it. This has been my experience with people in the general case. I extremely doubt that any of these things are perfect. Although I would say the farthest, like in terms of stuff that I've actually used, the furthest thing from perfect was Pygame. I wonder how Pygame's even doing. I haven't looked at it for over a decade. Is it still in development? Does anybody even use it? It was undercooked, to say the least, in a very Linuxy sort of way. Oh boy, yeah, it's a little bit of a ghost town around here. Updates are sparse. I did make some stuff though. I made like a little Pong game and some other stuff. I don't remember. People are making stuff though. Final Fantasy prototype. Prototype for a Fallout Final Fantasy mashup. Ugh. Yeah, this feels like... The thing with Pygame stuff is that it tends to look like it was painful to develop. Everything that comes out of it looks like it hurts. If that makes any... Does anybody know what I mean? Are those Russian flags? No, that's HP and mana. It's HP and mana. But I see what you're seeing. But yeah, it was... Oh, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Ugh. This has the stink of Linux upon it. It really takes me back. I say this as somebody who was absolutely deeply immersed in Linux for many years, many years. And I think that any Linux user that's honest will admit that there's a bit of a programmer art quality to everything, every single thing. I mean, I know that some stuff excels, and I'm sure that things have changed dramatically. I haven't been like a regular Linux user for like outside of servers. Linux desktop has not been my desktop for many, many years now, but it all just has this sort of undercooked look about it that it just permeates everything, and anything that is more Linuxy, like Python. You know, Python obviously has it sees a lot of use outside of the specifically Linux world, but nevertheless, it carries that quality with it. Somebody out there must know what I mean. It's hard to compare to, you know, something like Windows or Mac OS, which has the heft of many many millions of dollars dumped into it. So I'm not trying to rip on it at all. It's just it is what it is. KDE Plasma, is that the new hotness? I never really cared for KDE. I was more of a GNOME user. I preferred GNOME. Yeah, this looks all right. Looks fine. Looks like Windows 10. I mean, KDE has always been sort of trailing Windows in looks. I would say it's fine. It's a lot more polished than the stuff that I remember for sure. I mean, probably a KDE theme, pubs, I would say. Or yeah, get some really old or really really minimal window manager and use that. Does the latest GNOME have a name? It's kind of funny how we always had those two factions, right? You've got basically the Windows-ish and the Mac-ish. Neither really feeling like quite on par with either. GNOME, I think, diverged. At least last I used GNOME was many years ago, and it was Ubuntu, which I think was sort of, I don't know if they kind of had like their own GNOME flavor. Oh, isn't it some what? God, the stuff I don't care for in the Linux community. Isn't it like GNOME or something like that? That fucking weird like they call shit stupid stuff and then they police the way that everybody pronounces it. I mean, if you want to have the year of the Linux desktop, you got to have like the decade of shutting the fuck up first to get there. I don't understand why there's so much shit like that. It's like deep legacy stuff too, because there's it's based off of GNU or GNU or I don't know if that's even where that started. But you know what I'm talking about. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about Linux Server though. That is, I don't like, it's opposite land in servers. I wouldn't want to use a Windows server ever, 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 ever. What in the unfuck? Jesus Christ, Dab. That's definitely one of the weirdest ones I've ever heard. Hey, Dave. What's happening? I've been wanting to dig out my old e-book. I have one of the original like Asus. I think it's called like the Asus E, like EEE. I don't remember. I think that's the logo it had on it though. Had Ubuntu on there. I think I actually had a dual boot on there, like Windows 95 and Ubuntu. Some shit like that. Something not good. That was a weird fad, huh? If I had it in an accessible location, I would go run and grab it and show it to you guys. Oh no, Dave. Oh boy. I think I'm talking about netbooks. Aren't ebooks and netbooks the same deal, the same form factor, just teeny weeny little laptops? The worst thing about them, probably, that I remember from the time was that, like, the best usage of them was as a very portable terminal. But they generally didn't have serial ports. You know, but essentially it was like a nice little command line you could carry around. And it would have been ideal if it had serial ports for just direct server management. But that was not the case. What you looking at, bud? Nothing? Oh, God. Is this real, Pubs? I don't understand how some contributors manage to come up with like the most cringe shit possible. Is that an in joke or something? It's not like the word awesome was coined. I don't understand. I simply don't understand what's happening. It's one of the weirder things I've ever read. uh Linux certainly suffers from the worst aspects of like nerd culture, of like repeating something just into the fucking ground. You know? Essentially like what Ready Player One is. I never understood that. Friend of mine who's kind of a Linux head was like, you'll love Ready Player One, you would love it. And I'm like, okay, what's it about? And just sort of started listing off references to things, and I'm like, what is the thing though? This is all stuff that I like, but I would go watch Back to the Future, you know? I would just watch Iron Giant. Like, why are these things together? I don't understand why they're, you know, I didn't understand at first that that is the content of Ready Player One. It's just other things content. That doesn't do anything for me at all. I feel like I've talked about this plenty in the past, but just like early internet was cool because there was this period of like finding out just how many other people there are that were into the same stuff that you are, which is like a revelation when you went through school or whatever and you felt like you were the only one who, whatever, XYZ, you know, liked that band or knows that movie or read that book. And then, you know, internet forums started to get widespread and you found all these other people with the same interests and it was like, holy shit, this rocks. But then after, you know, after many years, it started to become like, actually, this sucks. It's not fun anymore. It's just like, I just know I can go find at any time 1,000 people gathered somewhere that all like the same thing I like. Whoop-de-doo. Who cares? But anyway, yeah, like nerd culture just has this really bad habit of pummeling references into the absolute dirt to where you just don't want to fucking, you almost don't even like the thing anymore. Like, I don't ever need to hear about the number 42 ever again in my life. It's not a secret password. It's like standard issue. It's like it's issued to babies when they're born by this point. I still like the book, but boy, I don't need to talk to anybody about it. I can say that. I feel like I've heard all the references from Hitchhiker's Guide 1 gajillion times. Oh god, yeah. Early Reddit was notoriously just ugh. Just ugh. With that shit, yeah. The what is the stupid shit? It's so good that nobody says this anymore at all. But whenever anybody does reference it, I have an immediate cringe response. It's the narwhal bacons at midnight or something. It's some fucking it's the most like it's a sentence that you can smell. Actually, Brian, actually, it's so long and thanks for all the fish. All right, Brian, if that's even your name, actually. No, it does not smell like bacon. Actually, it's spelled with a K. Yeah. Anyway, Linux has a lot of that. It's a little bit different because there's a lot of like graybeard in humor. In humor that just goes way the fuck back. But I mean, it just has a pile of stuff like that. Like, anybody else never want to hear about how wine is not an emulator ever again for the rest of your fucking life? Or anything else about recursive naming or just like any, like, yes, boy, gosh, y'all are so smart. What a concept. I mean, I get why. I get it. There's just like a lot of stuff that was just like cool ways of thinking. But then when you just keep regurgitating it over and like, okay, all right, yeah, cool. Yeah, just it is. It just is. I mean, it's honestly, it's a smart it's like it's a clever thing. It says what it is. Also, it's a recursive name. And like it explains a fundamental aspect of it that like it's not emulating, it's like whatever. But like boy oh boy. And this might sound like I'm overly making a big deal on it, but like with every next Linux person that you talk to who's like a Linux evangelist, you're going to get the whole rundown. You're going to get every single one of these things re-explained to you again. It happened to me many times. Or even when you're just looking shit up, like old forum posts and stuff are clogged up with regurgitations of this same stuff over and over and over and over again. And I mean, to be real, this is more of just a problem with humans. This isn't exclusive to Linux or anything like that at all. It's just an unfortunate reality of evolution, I guess. Ugh. Actually, can has cheeseburger doesn't quite offend me that much. I don't think I had as much exposure to it. I forgot that happened. That was pretty dominant, actually. There was a lot of, memes just go through like cringe periods sometimes, or like rage comics. Blah, 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 blah. It's hard to believe that was like a dominant format for a while. Oh yeah. This stuff, it goes through cycles. Whatever's mainstream now will be cringe before long. It's just how it works. Comments are notoriously bad on YouTube for just like the rush to be the first to say the thing that you always say. And also, no one really cares if they were first. They just do it anyway. So you just get like tons of the same fucking thing. And that goes like when you're on the receiving end of a comment stream as like a content creator, the one-to-many problem sucks. Because every poor person doing that, you view it as the collective. You're going like, this isn't funny. And there's so many of you doing the same exact thing that's not funny from the get. Like it wasn't funny while you were typing it. You should have known that it isn't. But from their perspective, they're not seeing the sort of big picture of all the comments. They think they are just, I'm the one. They're going to see mine and only mine. But no, you see all 500 of the same exact phrase. Yeah, everyone's doing it for the very first time. To be fair to everybody, there isn't really any other way to explore sort of hive mind humor but to do essentially that. And essentially keep iterating and remixing the same thing over and over. It doesn't make sense? I think it makes sense. I've seen many funny usages. And the other thing that like perpetuates them is you'll see one where somebody came up with another clever way of using the same old tired ass meme, I've seen many funny nobody and then thing. I have a soft spot for like the sort of self-deprecating memes or inherently self-deprecating memes. Yeah, well, there's an art to using any of that stuff, right? You have to like I think a lot of people fall to self-sabotage of that stuff. Where they just combine it with anything rather than combining it with something that cleverly plays off of the structure. Oh no, herp and derp. That was another very Reddit thing. Although I think that started on 4chan, actually. Reddit was sort of almost like a 4chan firewall for a while. it operated as a sort of soft 4chan. I keep seeing that one comic lately that I think it was, what's her name? Sarah Anderson, I think. The that one of the girl just laying in her bed, going to sleep, and then her brain says something, and then she's wide awake in the dark. Like that comic, and as a meme format, it's like hieroglyphics in terms of meme timescales. But it's been doing the rounds again. People have been making it, and like I was expecting like new clever versions, like I was saying, right? But no, it's just people are just using it again, the same way they were before. And I mean, that one to me is kind of fine, because it just is like a fundamental truth. But it's also like feels kind of boring to just keep doing this exactly the same format over and over again. It's just the brain is going to say something that keeps you up at night. Okay. Yes, we all agree. Haha, we all have anxiety. Hooray. Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, this is nothing against Sarah. Her comic stuff is fantastic for sure. I just was trying to remember who the heck the source even was for that comic originally. Yeah, I was gonna say like Yeet. I feel like just I don't know that Yeet has necessarily run its course, except perhaps in some ways that people use it. But I mean, I've folded it into my language. I would feel fine saying like, as an example, something got yeeted, just describing a situation that happened. But it wouldn't be like me saying it trying to meme. It would just be like, this is a word I use to mean a thing sometimes. And I have absolutely no feelings about it one way or the other. Yeah, with Elmer's glue and stuff. They just need noodles. They just want to glue some noodles. Oh yeah, I mean it's one for me. I've gone overtime here, but I felt bad because I started so late. Mr. Man is very mad at me. I'm gonna have to stop soon on his account. But lost your footing there. I got you. I got you. I was asking too much. Oh. He's going to be boarded for Christmas, and it makes me sad. But it is his fault. It's your fault. I'm going to miss you. And you're going to be really mad at us. You're going to be so mad and sad. I wish I could do something about it. What are you doing? Why are you doing this dance? He's not a good lap dog. He does not sit still for lap time. Do you, bud? I could never waterboard my boy, my special son. I mean, it would only take one drop. Oh, come here. I'm going to loaf you. You're going to be a loaf now. Oh, Mr. Loaf. Yeah. The trouble is that he hates children. Turns out. And I have a nephew. And so it just ain't going to work out.
I'm sorry, buddy. I wish you could come with us. I'm gonna miss you so bad. Board the child and say yes. No, I mean, honestly, truthfully, the nephew did nothing wrong. It was all this guy. He just like, it's like he hates the shape of a child. Like he just was like, whenever it he was in his sight line, the barks kept coming and they don't stop coming. Very angry, lots of growling. It just out of nowhere, you know. He's very passive and mild mannered little pup, but oh no, he came from the streets. He didn't have a previous house. I mean, that doesn't mean he didn't have some maybe possibly negative encounter, but I think it's more so he just doesn't have any experience with children, so they are shocking to him. Shocking to him. They shock you. I know you're hungry. You don't have to keep telling me. My eye is itchy. What happened? But yeah, no, Chew, as far as I understand it, he came from the streets. He had puppy strangles, which is the worst name for a condition ever. I guess it just says what it does right on the tin if it goes untreated. It definitely don't look great. Like he was missing fur on his face and whatever. It's affects like their respiratory system, I think. And then he also had kennel cough on top of that. And but we fixed him. We nursed him back to health. Man, when we first brought him back in the little carrier, he just wouldn't come out of the carrier. Would you? You just didn't want to come out of your carrier. You didn't trust me. That's fair. I kept putting little kibbles, little line of kibbles, and he wasn't going for it. So I basically unscrewed the kennel with him in it and took the top off to basically ease him out of there. Which worked. It worked, and now we're best friends, and he never barks at me ever. Right? Do you bark at me? Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. Mwah. No, I'm making you stand. You have to stand for me. You're just looking for food, aren't you? Where's the food at? He was the cutest little guy. Nakomi really wants to get him a friend. She's really dead set on it. She found at the Humane Society the girl version of him. Well, I mean, yeah, he still is the cutest, goodest boy, but his puppy cuteness is all gone. I mean, he was a super cute little puppy. He's grown up now, so now he's a cute dog. But he had the cutest little face. And he was so silly and goofy. He had a lot of that. The puppy strangles makes their skin very itchy, though. He kept dragging his face on the ground. I had to constantly monitor him and make sure that he wasn't doing that. Because obviously he was just going to make it worse. So he was constantly just doing this on the floor, just going.
Yeah, basically a clone of Chew, little girl doggy, half his weight, presumably half his size. Um, and man, I I almost want to, but like we're in a shitty situation. But it'd be really nice if he had like a little friend. I mean, Nakomi was pointing out like for boarding him, like it would feel nicer to be able to if he had like a little best friend to be with, that would feel a lot better rather than him being alone. But it's like in this living situation that we're in, I don't know if I it just doesn't seem like a good idea to bring yet another dependent into the situation. We have these dogs, and I wish we had a place with a yard. It's just not a very animal friendly place where we're at right now. Yeah. That was another consideration. Is like we've had to dump a lot of money into veterinary care over the past 2 years, particularly with Chew and his epilepsy problem, and I give him pills 3 times a day. That's our every day. For him, from his perspective, he gets treats 3 times a day. Would you shush it? I'm fully aware. You don't have to keep tapping your little schedule book and going, sir. I know. I'm going to take care of you. I promise. No, we did not. We didn't move again 3 months ago. We've been where we are for almost exactly 2 years this month here. We moved in December. I don't remember the exact date. It might be even today. But yeah, 2 years we've been here. I'm just being a standard millennial, complaining about how the American dream is dead and how we'll never own property, never live somewhere actually appropriate for our weird little family. I mean, isn't a joke just funny lying? Right, yeah, but me and Pat had the same thought. It was within a week of Christmas, yeah. So almost exactly a year right around now, basically, is when we moved here. Oh, well, 2 years ago. I've been working my ass off because I'm trying to get ahead of the game in any way I can. And like the economy came along and said, haha, idiot. You're gonna do this on the hardest mode possible, bitch. I really feel like every single time I try to do anything in my life, I feel like I just said this recently. I'll say it again. I don't care. I feel like I have fucking protagonist syndrome or main character syndrome or whatever but in a bad way, not like a narcissistic way. I guess it's inherently narcissistic, but it just feels like if I'm in a simulation, the simulation is to follow me around, and every time I try to make good choices about anything, the whole fucking world adjusts. And it's like, oh, finally saving money, idiot. What if money was worthless? Oh, okay, good. Great, cool. Awesome. That feels great and cool. Yeah, it's just RimWorld. We live in RimWorld, man.
Like the whole thing with the fucking housing crash, you know, it's like so many people are like myself are out there in the world just thinking like, all right, I'm going to be ready for the next one. We're going to be ready. And then like now everybody thinks that it's not going to happen again. That's never going to crash again. Like, really? Never, ever, ever? Because I thought this stuff was supposed to be on like a 5 to 10 year cycle or whatever. But now the whole like general consensus is that no, this is the new normal. If you're waiting for another crash like 2008, it's not actually going to ever happen again. Why? Because fuck you. So I don't know. I'm probably just gonna save money, and it's gonna be futile, and then I'm gonna die, and that's just gonna be the sort of normal summation of the worthlessness of human life. No, it's not a rumor. That's been a thing. That has been a thing that's been happening. If I recall, it's like fucking horrific in Canada. It's like way worse in Canada. But it's all the same problem. Yeah. We're migrating into like ultra late stage, like stage 15 capitalism. The tenant phase, the everyone is a tenant phase, where you own nothing, you rent everything, and you're constantly in precarity at all times. There are only two classes: the working poor and the owners, and that's where we're headed. As always, I have to ask you to forgive me. The last decade of our lives has made me very, very mad. Particularly the biggest thing being the fucking bullshit of having to move from house to house to house because landlords are god awful bastards. And basically we were living the tenant life that is basically everybody's future, where you have no guarantees. You get to rent a house as long as they let you rent a house, and if that's for 1 year, then so be it. Too bad. No security. Don't bother unpacking. Just be ready to spend more thousands of dollars moving all of your crap still packed from the last move to the next fucking place where you have no guarantees about how long you can live there. While your rent just keeps constantly going up and up and up. That shit just fucking broke me. I've been broken and I will remain broken. I mean, it's why we fucking moved into an absolute dump, because at least we're out of that cycle for now. Nah. I mean, you're not an asshole just because you own something that you inherited. It's fine. I mean, my opinion is that everybody should have access. Everyone should have, you know, whatever it takes, whatever change is necessary to like just raise the fucking bottom line for everybody of survival. But you know, yeah. Like just like the whole fucking homelessness thing, for instance, pisses me off because that's such a solvable fucking easy fucking problem. That we collectively pretend is some sort of insane, unsolvable problem. Like, it's because society chooses to just be absolutely the fucking worst to homeless people. We have to like completely realign as a society to assume the best of everyone. Not assume the worst of everyone. Not assume that everyone's a fucking criminal. Not the shit that we do to drug addicts, like needlessly. Just assume the best. And if it doesn't work out, oops, you know, but it's the cost is so low to that, but we act like it's so high. It's like the bullshit, the nobody wants to work, you know, that's not fucking true. Not in the way that you mean it. Assume the best of everybody. And if we realign ourselves in that fashion, then maybe things could get better. But currently we're diseased. Yeah. That shit just gets under my skin. Like the whole, it's like with the welfare state thing and the whole like history of how that became a thing that people rail on about. It's like the people who rail on about it, this shit's not, it doesn't affect you. It'll never affect you. Your contribution to it is so minuscule, you don't ever even notice it. And you just want to take this from people. Why? People have been trained to like hate everyone else. Just hate everybody. Personally, I don't even think that we should have to give a reason for it. I think we should just do it regardless of anything. I think it should just be a thing that we just do by default automatically regardless. Fuck means testing. Fuck the consequences. Anyway. I got pulled down the fucking rant well again. I'm also just mainly preaching to a choir here. It does feel good to vent that stuff off sometimes, though. I'm just so tired of all the, like, the just constant grinding of teeth all the fucking time. Pointlessly, needlessly, stupidly, over nothing. Over, like, we refuse to help each other. We will not do it. We are all going to drown together. Or nothing. All right. That's my cue to fuck off. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to feed this dog. Thanks for hanging, everybody. I appreciate you. Things are going to remain weird as far as stream goes this week. I think I still want to do Dino Crisis, but I think we're just going to do a delayed Dino Crisis. I thought about starting it this week before we left, but then I felt like that's just going to be weird. Like, I'm going to start it, and then there's going to be this weird dent in the middle where I'm traveling, and it's, like, fucked. So I think just after I get back, we'll start talking about doing some Dino Crisis. We got to do Dino Crisis 3, and I'm dreading the fuck out of it. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take my medicine, my dino medicine. And if I don't see you, have a great holiday. I won't be leaving until I think Friday, so it'll be normal streams until then, and then for a few days, not normal streams. So I will see y'all next stream. Have a great night. Adios.